Hello and welcome to Zen AF Podcast. Oh my God, guys, we are so grateful for our listeners and you know for us, for Wayne and I. We're grateful because we're just grateful because we're us. But we are grateful for you. I'm going to say grateful a lot today, probably, maybe not. Hey, listen, we love that you guys just download us and love us up. You can support us by following us on our socials. You can support us by subscribing to our newsletter. It's all found at zenafpod.com. You can shoot us an email at zenafpod@gmail.com. And, we're just excited to be here once again, episode 34. Woo! Hi, Wayne.
34?
Yeah, yes, it is 34.
I thought it was 33.
No, I went to upload episode 32, quote unquote, the other day, and it wouldn't let me upload. And I kept on going, why isn't it letting me upload? And then I went further into the information and it said, this is episode 33. So this is episode 34.
And episode 33 was just a montage of an espionage of the first 6 months of podcasts. And the one thing I learned when I put it all together, because I do the editing on this podcast, no big deal. You could probably tell by the inconsistent sounds and stuff that it's me doing it, but that's not the point. You mind your own fucking business. I have a podcast and the people that are listening probably don't. So boom, we're better than you. There goes my ego. That's not the point.
Whoa.
The point is that when I put it all together and then I listened to it on my drive into work yesterday, which there's my ego again, and it was 20 different episodes of moments from our podcast, and it still made the same sense that one conversation does that we have. So
yeah, it was great. I loved it. The reason why we did that was because I wasn't feeling well. I had some bacterial infection in my actual stomach, on the left of your body, underneath your ribs, and a little bit lower into your abdomen sits your stomach. That's science. Everyone should know that. And I had a little bacterial infection, which was cramping me to all hell. I don't wish it on anyone. It was a nightmare. And which led to, with all the cramping and straining, led to a tear in my left side in my ribs. So it's hard for me to take a deep breath. And I haven't sneezed or yawned in 4 days because of the fear of absolute pain. So having said that, that's why you got the episode you got last week.
And what catches me by surprise is that I'm also I'm having stomach issues right now, mainly because of the foods that I put in my face hole.
Okay.
That goes down the tube to the stomach, where your throat luge, and your stomach is located where Alex had said. I don't think we need to go back into the anatomy, but I do believe that now our listeners know where the stomach is.
Correct.
And I've been very gassy, and now I find myself Googling things like IBS symptoms. And Kelly was nice enough to bring me this thing called GI Revive.
Oh, GI Revive. We're plugging this. Are we plugging this?
No.
Oh,
not at all.
Okay.
No, it's actually expired by a year, but I'm too cheap to buy a new bottle, so I'm still using it now, and I'm hoping that I get some relief soon. I don't even think that I sounded like that Gary V guy. I just think that everybody should buy crypto, and I don't think expiry dates matter unless it's milk.
Yeah, here's something funny. When I used to be really, really into and not using these things, but just the idea of them, painkillers. So expiry dates on those actually do make sense, because the older they are, the less they work. So here's something interesting. We were just talking about a little bit about diet and what you're putting in your body. So what I found was, with this bacterial thing I had in my stomach, so all I could really eat was yogurt, right? So because of the probiotics, and I was using I was particularly like Chobani, the Greek yogurts, low fat, with little fruit in there. That stuff is so good for your gut. I was, researching it and looking it up and seeing, like, is it really, like, does this really work? But I'll tell you what, man, it saved me. Just a little bit of yogurt.
I don't like Greek yogurt. I find it too thick.
I felt the same exact way, but because I was scared to death of more pain in my stomach, I forced myself to like it, and now I actually kind of like it. I kind of like it.
So Greek yogurt is the trick.
Yeah, they have it's like over 1 billion probiotics in just a half a cup, and which is for your gut is phenomenal. And through this little illness I've had, I am down to 216 pounds, and I kind of want to stay here, although that might not be reasonable.
I am up.
Well, that's positive though, right? Up is positive.
Nope, not when you're already up. I didn't need to be more up. I mean, if I went through like a big illness where I lost all the weight and I needed to put on weight for health reasons, then yeah, it's a positive. But no, it's not positive when I am 7 inches shorter than you and yet 1 pound heavier. That,
but yeah, no, that's
scientifically. I'm going to tell you. Speaking of that, can I tell you a story?
Well, you're handsome. Go ahead.
I am. No, honestly though, let's just take a minute.
Use your ego.
No, there's no ego needed. I mean,
this is just fact.
This is fact. Fact of the matter is I am just a handsome motherfucker. I am handsome.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to sit here and fight with you about it.
You're handsome.
I don't talk about it, but yeah, I am. Go ahead.
Your jawline. Yeah, I don't want to get it. I want to tell you a story.
Okay. Go ahead.
So for the last month, there has been a war raging in the Ukraine.
I've heard things about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not good. It's really bad. And the veteran community has, banded together. And so far, I believe there's 20,000 foreign fighters in the Ukraine fighting, because veterans
from all over the world,
all over the world, Brits, Aussies, Canadians, Americans, all over the world. There are foreign fighters, even people from regardless. As a veteran, and you know this, like it really got under my skin, and I wanted to be a part of that. So I went and I emailed the Ukraine embassy. I wanted to go over as a foreign fighter. But before that, I decided I was going to call my friend who I served with and who is a phenomenal soldier. And I'm going to see his thoughts. So I call him up and he answers the phone. I said, "What's up, man?" I said, "I think I want to go to Ukraine and help." He says, "What are you going to help do?" I said, "Well, I'm going to go fight." I was an observer in the artillery. I could call in artillery fire and drone strikes and all that stuff. That's what I did. And he goes, in English? I said, "Wow, no." He's like, "Yeah, they're Ukrainian, Wayne. They don't know." And he goes, "It's not to mention." I said, "Well, I could just go as boots on the ground, soldier first. Like, give me a weapon and I'll go be infantry." He says, "You changed the doorknobs in your house and were kneeling down for 10 minutes and couldn't stand on your left foot for 2 days. You're fat. You're old. Just YouTube it."
Wake up call, caught me in the morning with another one in my bed. Don't you care about me anymore? So here's my. I just want to retaliate onto you.
Yeah, articulate the reticulation. No, I get it.
Okay, so here's the thing. Horrible idea for you to go there.
Stupid
Understand? Idea. I was never in the military, but I can say that I can almost get why your brain would want to do that. Horrible fucking idea. Horrible idea. This isn't your war. You have zero to do with it. And I like having you as a partner in this podcast.
Yeah.
So selfishly, I would be like, wow, that fucking cunt. Okay. Selfishly, of course.
He called me a cunt.
Well, because it's a selfish thing.
A British accent when you say that.
You fucking
Speaking, so there's what is his name? Guy Ritchie.
He was a director.
Yeah, he still is. He
Okay.
made a movie a year or two ago called The Gentleman with Hugh Grant and Charlie Hunnam and like a bunch of big, good actors. And it's been a long time coming for a movie like Rock and Roller or Snatch or Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. Watch this movie, Gentlemen. And they say you fucking can't. Probably 20 times.
Wait. What year did this come out? I'm
the last 2 years. It's on the flicks, on the Netty flicks.
And it's called The Gentleman?
Or Gentleman. The Gentleman.
Okay.
Gentleman.
Maybe I'll check. Yeah, I should check it out.
Check it out.
Is it about war or is it about...
No, it's like English gangsters like that, you know? But it's about a movie. You just got to watch it.
I'm going to check it out. So I used to love Hugh Grant. Do you remember 4 Weddings and a Funeral? That comedy. It was like a rom-com. Man, I got to tell you, I'm not into rom-coms at all. I've never have been. But this movie, there was something about it. And this guy that at the time, I did not know who Hugh Grant was. Man, he was so good and so wonderful in that flick. And then he went on and had a wonderful career. And I actually watched a series with him. It was with him and Nicole Kidman. And it was like a 6-episode series. This was like last year. It came out last year. It was amazing. He had an interesting thing happen to him. So he was with Elizabeth Hurley. Remember Elizabeth Hurley?
Do I?
Okay. So they were together, but he was like, with prostitutes and he got busted. This is like, what, 8, 9, 10 years ago?
I remember something about this. Yeah.
And then everything kind of took a shit for him for a while, but now he's kind of rebound, which I'm happy about because he is very talented. I don't know him personally. Don't know what he is like in real life. No clue. But on camera, he's great.
You know what? And I'll throw this out there just right away so our listeners know that my views on prostitution. I think prostitution is deplorable in Canada. I mean, but when I'm traveling.
Oh my God. Oh, this is what I wanted to tell you.
That's why I was trying to I knew that this would trigger.
Speaking of prostitution, the girl who's playing my sister in the play, she is from Canada. Her name is Nadia Ginsburg.
Shut up.
She grew up in Canada.
Yeah. We went to the same school.
You're not even... Shut up.
We went to the Central School in Canada.
You're not even telling me the truth right now. And all I want is the truth, Wayne. So here's the thing. So we were talking about racism, and she is Jewish. And she said that when she was a child, it was some of the worst. She had some of the worst problems ever being Jewish. They used to call her like a Jesus killer when she was like 6. And the whole community that they lived in was like outcasting them because when they found that they were Jewish. She said it was a fucking nightmare. So they moved to the United States because they were getting so much.
Because the United States is way less racist.
Well, but they moved to California.
Yeah.
They moved to where it's not, LA area, stuff like that. It's not. I mean, it's a huge Jewish community. But that was interesting. I didn't know that. I just found it interesting.
We have a huge Jewish community in Toronto. And like, to me, it's a well-respected community. I think back in the day, especially, I understand I don't understand racism, but we know that racism is, here and it's prevalent and it's real and it's horrible. Yeah. But don't you think that the Jewish community has been through enough?
Oh my God.
Don't you think that, I mean, it doesn't matter. I've never understood racism and why people judge people based on a color of skin tone or a cultural belief. Do I agree with all the cultures that are in this world? No, but I don't have to live with those cultures. So my opinion, if I had one, which I don't, wouldn't matter. And that's why I just don't understand why people have to hurt other human beings because of where they're from. But the Jewish people, man, like think about, and it's funny too, because you talk about the current events that are, going on in the world. And you look at President Zelensky, who has had family killed during the Holocaust. And now
No.
he's the president of a country that is going through what is as close to what Hitler did in the 30s and the 40s, you know, as it comes. Man, just fuck off with your racism. Seriously. It does.
But it's also power play too. So like this, you know, again, it's like fucking Vladimir Putin's a cunt, and you know he basically says, you know, he wants Ukraine to be part of the Soviet Union again, and all this stuff. So it's literally. Yes, it is a racist. There's racism behind it, but it's also a monetary gain. It's a you know, a geographical gain. It's all this stuff, and it's just so fucked up. I was telling my wife last night, we were talking. She had put out a tweet that people had misread, and people were coming onto Twitter, to my wife's Twitter account, and calling her a white bitch. You're disgusting. You're a fucking and it was just and by the way, the tweet, if you read it correctly with a smart brain, it had nothing to do with these people we're talking about that she said. It was totally ridiculous. But I said to her, I said, listen, A, don't go back and forth with these people because there's no winning, right? This is all just computer bullshit. This is social media crap, right? I said, second of all, why don't we as a human race just start generalizing humans? Not about their culture, not about, you know, people's are individuals, but I'm saying when we're talking about skin color, and why don't we just take that off the table, instead of saying, oh, this black man or this Asian man or this white man, why don't we just say this man or this
why don't we
woman?
just say so what I try to do now in the social media world when I'm talking, I always say humans. We're just humans. We're just humans. We're one. We are the human. We're the human race with a bunch of wonderful, beautiful, magical cultures that have existed for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and they all need to be respected. And if you are at a place where you are trying to drag other people down because of their race or their ethnicity or their it's what are you doing? Like, what are you helping? One, you're looking like an idiot. I just watched, I don't know a bunch of this stuff that's going down there, but you guys have a new judge that is the first black female to be a judge. And I just have crossed some stuff that, you know, on social media about like Ted Cruz and all these other people just chastising her.
Oh, dude, you should have seen, you know, I didn't watch it, but I saw clips of this interview. You know, she has to be interviewed by the Senate. Right, sure. by the Republicans and the Democrats. And some of the things that the Republicans were asking her, they were like atrocious. They should have been illegal. These people, these senators, the Republican Party, I'm telling you right now, and this is not, I'm just looking at it from a human standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
The Republican Party, the red party in America, is absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's archaic. Yeah. Their values are archaic, and their beliefs are so out there. We don't ever talk about COVID. We don't ever talk about politics, and we definitely do not talk about religion on this podcast.
Never, ever. And side note, when we do say that, it means that we are talking about it again.
From a post-pandemic religious political standpoint, it's wrong.
Yes, I agree with you.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
Hey, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
So, you know, you're hanging out. You're at, what's your favorite bar in downtown Los Angeles?
My favorite bar? Oh my God. There's a place called the Laurel Tavern that I actually dig. It's on Laurel Canyon and Ventura Boulevard.
So cool. You're at the Laurel Tavern. Mm-hmm. Nice joint. You're enjoying a Casamigos on the rocks. Just on the rocks for some reason. You want to sip it. Yes. And in walks a familiar face.
Okay.
You know, you might have seen him in such movies as Face Off.
Mm-hmm.
Or movies like Grease.
Mm-hmm.
You know, good old Johnny T. Travolta.
Okay.
Johnny walks in, he sits beside you, and he looks you up and down, and he's like, "Oh, you're a tall fella." I don't know if that's how he talks.
That's not. That sounded more like, yeah. I mean, I get where you were going with it.
And he's like, "So, I've got 1.2 million tax-free dollars for you to suck me off." Sorry, because humans, I'm sorry, that was insensitive. To fellate him. He asked you for fellatio. Okay. Would you fellate Johnny Travolta for that amount of money?
Okay.
I was thinking about this last night.
Here's a question. I have a question. This is just a, is it to fruition?
Oh yeah, he's got a.
Is the rope going into my?
No, we're not using that word. Not in this. This is my story.
Everything you just said. Did I say rope one time and that's off the table?
Yes, we need to get rid of rope out of your vocabulary. It fucks with me.
Okay, fine. Okay.
When yes, he arrives. No, he arrives. He arrives.
So the string is all inside my mouth.
He arrives.
Now, but can I spit it out? Do I have to?
What? That's for you two to discuss behind closed doors. I don't want to go there with you. But naturally, I mean, he can't force you to do that.
Oh yeah,
like a light dusting.
Wait, is he wearing a toupee or is he just the bald Judge Volta?
Once again, I mean, that's for you to do. Why is this taking so long?
Because I need to know some specifics, man.
You know what? If I was John Travolta, I'd be like, "Fuck that!" There are millions of other men. Where's your podcast host, Wayne? Because I know he'll blow me for 500,000 with no questions.
Okay, so here's my answer. Yes, that's the best answer I have. I mean, I don't know. Can I get fucking hammered first? Jesus.
Oh my God, you're high maintenance, man.
Yeah, well, when it comes to that, because
when John Travolta listens to this, he's going to his manifest. He's like, Alex Skuby, no. But Wayne will do it apparently for a $35 gift card from Amazon as long as I sing 2 songs from the Grease soundtrack.
Listen, okay, ladies and gentlemen, this leads us into one word answer with Wayne Hanna.
Yes, it's been so long.
Yeah, I knew you'd miss it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, again, all I want from Wayne is one word, just one word. The first word that pops into his head after I read him this actual news article headline. Here we go. And the headline is, Weight Watchers demonstrator shoplifts cupcakes.
Cheater.
Yes, you win, Wayne. You totally win.
Cheater.
That is an actual headline I just found. A Weight Watchers demonstrator shoplifted cupcakes. Now there is something. See, that's human right there. That's just fucking human.
That's human.
It's just the
fucker needs to eat.
But this is the human fallacy. It's like this. We're so false. We're so like, okay, so we gotta talk about this because again, like everyone saw it. And I hate this, and I don't watch the Oscars. I haven't in years. They've been trash for years. They just have. They've lost their class. There's no more elegance. It's like most of the actors that I see there, I'm like, why the fuck are they there? Which leads me to this. A, why the fuck was Will Smith at the Oscars? B, what the fuck happened? This motherfucker. So we got Chris Rock on stage hosting the Oscars. Some writers come up with this fucking joke about his wife. I listened to the joke. It wasn't that bad. He said something about G.I. Jane. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Now, Will Smith's wife, she has alopecia. Okay. Don't wish it on anyone. And I'm sorry she has it. Jada Pinkett Smith is her name. But Will Smith, when the joke is told, Will Smith laughs. So he's laughing. His wife is rolling her eyes. He's laughing at the joke, looks over at his wife, sees that she didn't like the joke, and all of a sudden, he gets up out of his seat with millions of people watching, walks down the aisle, up onto the stage, and smacks the shit out of Chris Rock in front of everyone. Here's my fucking issue. He didn't get removed, which he should have gotten removed immediately from that fucking theater. The Academy should have came on and made a fucking huge, just we're very sorry. The show's going to go on and continue. They didn't do any of that. What they did was, a little while later, they hand Will Smith an Academy Award, a trophy. He gets up there and starts talking about how he's just love. And he's like the vessel of love. What the fuck is going on in the world, dude?
This is where we're at. This is where we're at right now.
It's fucking disgusting.
This is where we're at right now.
I am so sick of watching rich, narcissistic fuck pickles hand each other trophies. The Academy Awards don't suit the times anymore. They just don't. Okay? These award shows taking rich, mega rich people who are, who have ego and narcissism and everything is about them. But I'm an actor. I get the narcissism. I get the ego. You have to have some of it to be in this profession. There is no doubt you have to have it, right? Or it doesn't work.
Well, you're okay. So, and for the people that, and sorry to cut you off, but
yeah, go ahead.
For the people that listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
Because, and I don't think, or the new people that might be tuning in and listening to our podcast.
Sure.
You are an accomplished actor in Hollywood.
I've done some things. I'm not.
No, and I'm just saying, like, so this isn't coming from an armchair quarterback. That's why I'm not saying anything about it other than this is where we're at as humans. But this isn't coming from an armchair quarterback. This is coming from an accomplished Hollywood actor who has been to awards parties. You've been to the Emmys. Your wife was nominated for an Emmy. Like, you've been a part. You guys are a Hollywood acting.
I've worked with some of these fuckers, dude. I've worked with them.
So, and that is what the industry is, though. So take that, whatever happened, and make your statement. But the true statement behind that is there are still people that are passionate about, the craft and passionate about the art behind it. Like, you don't do this. Look at you, man. I have watched you for the last year talking about this play that you're not going to make bank doing, but you're not doing it for that. You're doing it because of the love you have for the craft, and the craft that I respect. And when stuff like that happens,
oh my God,
when the A-listers, when that stuff happens, you are the ones that get, because they make mistakes, their publishers write them an apology, they read their apology, and all is forgotten. But you, the community, the acting community, is the one that pays the price for that.
It's embarrassing, man. Yeah. It's embarrassing. It's like, you know what? Someone came at me the other day. Actually, a couple of people came and said, "Oh, so if you got nominated for an Academy Award, you wouldn't fucking go take it." That's not the fucking point. My point is, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't. Because I've thought the Academy Award's been trash for a decade or longer. Look, there's no more class. There's no more elegance. Right? It's like chivalry is dead. It's like, and back in the 60s and 70s, or even early 80s, when you watch the Academy Awards, it was about class. It was about people respecting each other. It was about, now granted, now you'll have, people of color community saying, well, it was white. It was all white. Yeah. Okay, fine. I get it. I understand that. But I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about the production, the value of the what you were watching, what you were seeing, okay? And take skin color out of it just for a second. Take it out of it. I'm talking about the elegance of what it used to be is gone. It's like reality TV now, man. It's gross. It's gross. It's gross. And what happened the other night, like you said, it shows you where we are in humanity.
Well,
that's where we are.
it kicks the craft in the face. Like
Yeah.
there are people in this world that truly are living their dream, and they are making movies, and they're in plays, and they're doing these things because you have this love to create um, a beautiful character through your interpretation of something that was written on 150, 200 pages.
Yeah.
Your wife has created these characters since she was a kid, and has wanted to show the world, her ability to do that. And when things like this happen in that community, it drags you guys down. It is embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
And he should be held accountable. It's not my place to say. I woke up yesterday, and to be completely honest with you, woke up, I was in the bathroom getting ready to go to work, trying to manage my morning wood because I get morning erections now, which is exciting news. Yeah.
Good. I haven't had one in a long time.
Where you gotta fold it into the toilet so you don't make a mess everywhere.
Yes.
And I'm trying to do that whilst reading about Will Smith smacking the shit out of Chris Rock, which immediately made me go flaccid. So I could just imagine how it made you feel.
Yeah, it's gross. And and
I'm gonna
the whole
slap the shit like, what out the of fuck is this?
But some
I'm
people are like,
slap you across the face.
If we are ever at an award show, this is what I want to happen. I want for both of us to stand there, accept our huge podcast award. It's probably massive. Like it's like you have to park it in the garage, right?
Yeah, it's coming. Oh, here comes the crane dropping in the podcast award.
And as soon as it lands on the stage behind us, because we don't want it in front of us, because we use our egos.
That's right.
I want us to both look at each other and at the same time slap each other across the face.
In fact, if we get a podcast award, I won't accept an award unless it is a hand-carved statue of each Alex and I. That's the only award. And that's our award. We're not saying other people should have that statue of us.
They shouldn't.
It should be I feel bad for the Oscar. I feel bad for Oscar.
Well, here's something interesting. I think that anyone that wins a podcast award, any podcast, the statues are of you and me when they win.
In fact, I'm so certain that we are going to win a podcast award that I would like to hear your podcast speech. And the award for the most entertaining, comedic, and funny, scientific, and knowledgeable podcast goes to Alex Skuby and Wayne Hanna.
Oh my God. This is, so unexpected. And I can't believe that we are up here. I'm sorry, Wayne couldn't make it tonight.
I'm right here. I'm standing here.
He is off in Ukraine fighting a battle that he shouldn't be. But I am here to accept it on behalf of both of us. And I would like to say, oh, Wayne, when did you get here?
I've been here the whole time.
You've been here the whole time?
What the? Keep my fucking name out of your mouth.
Smack.
That was oh man. It's so great. It's so great. I heard a joke yesterday, and I don't want to screw it up. I got to remember it.
I need you to tell it to me now.
I fucking forget it. It's a Will Smith joke, and it was really good, but never mind.
Oh my God. So the Zen track, I'd like to say this. I'd like to tell you this and our listeners. So the other day I had a wardrobe fitting and it was very stressful. That's all I'll say about it. This is actually a Zen moment. So I had a wardrobe fitting the other day that went really, it was really stressful and bizarre because the person I was with, it was really weird. But I got home and I had to be at rehearsal within the 45 minutes. I think I had 45 minutes before I had to head to the theater. And I haven't meditated. And I'm going to be honest, it's been a while. I don't even know. It's been a while. And I said, you know what? I'm going to meditate. I have to before I leave this house because I'm so stressed out. I did a 16 minute meditation about observing my breath and then observing my heart and just what I really am, which is the silent witness. Okay. Keep forgetting that. I have to keep coming back to it. And I'm telling you, I went from stressed the fuck out within 16 minutes, folks, to a calmer, more focused, happier individual. That's how fucking magical that is, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every time I haven't meditated in forever.
Yeah.
And I think about it all the time. I want to start doing the cold plunges because that really sets kind of your intention for the day, but I need to get back into it. And when you say stuff like that, it inspires me. You just inspired me. So thank you.
Yeah.
I am going to meditate.
Yeah. And everyone out there, it's like, and especially you and me, and we've talked, in the beginning, when we first started the podcast, we talked about that a lot. And I think that was one of our main subjects when we first started, right? I mean, we talked about it. But there is such now, again, doing stuff like that, after not doing it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long, when you think about doing it, initially you go, oh God, I don't want to do it. I don't, you know what I mean? Because it just seems tedious. But it's the opposite. It's so ridiculous because meditating is the opposite of tedious, opposite of I have to do it. It's just interesting, man. So I'm going to do it again today. I'm going to just try to go back into it because
I want to create a space which is like dedicated to stuff like that in my house, like a wellness, like just a corner in a room where that's what you do when you're there.
That's a good idea, man.
And I feel like it's funny too because I'm like, oh, I got to meditate, but instead I will sit and YouTube for 4 hours when I could take 15 minutes out of my day to meditate.
Yeah.
And then the funny thing is too, is that I wake up every morning, and every morning I would listen to Sadhguru speak for 15, 20 minutes, and it would kind of align my intentions for the day. And it would get me to a place where my mindset was built around positivity. So when those moments of anxiousness would overcome me, I would be able to deal with them better. And then I slowly started to do that, but I'm finding, and I know it's different there a little bit weather-wise, the winter really, really, really messes with that. Like this lethargicism sets in over the winter, and the sunlight is there's a whole bunch of reasons why, but at the end of the day, all of those reasons are not important. Just fucking do it. Just take 10 minutes out of your day and do it, and just that alone is inspiring for me. So thank you for bringing that up, man.
It's great for blood pressure. It's great for blood pressure, stress levels, all that stuff. It's just beautiful, man. And again, it's my fault that I haven't been doing it. I felt so overwhelmed, but still, I could have. I think in hindsight, I mean, and I think I know actually I'm right. With all that overwhelmed feeling, I could have been taking 15 minutes out of my day and meditating and feeling better. I did not. That's my fault, but I'm going to get back into it. So,
well, that's exciting, man. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you. There is one thing I will say to you, though.
Okay, so this is the opposite of proud. Go ahead.
Why does it have to be negative?
Because you said, but there is one thing I will. You said I'm really proud of you, but there is one thing I'll say to you, though. So
yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's not still a good, happy thing.
Okay,
like I was coming out. No,
everyone, I want you to write in, and I want you to tell me how that sounded.
But that's your interpretation. Like I was literally coming out to say this magical thing that was going to lift your spirits, but because I didn't say it your way.
Wow! Now it's our first. We've been married for a little bit now, and we've only had a couple.
All I wanted to say is that I'm proud of you. However, I think that you should be proud of yourself too, because you've overcome a lot. But why would I even fucking bother saying that? Because you probably found it. I don't like the way Wayne said that either. You're an emotional roller coaster.
Hey, listen to me. Thank you. I'm sorry I cut you off.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh my God, God damn it, Wayne.